People over 60 often worry that smoking, drinking, or high blood pressure will trigger a stroke. But what surprises me most in my clinic isn't any of those things. The real danger is something far more unexpected: taking vitamins the wrong way. During sleep, the time you believe your body is safest, your brain is actually at its most vulnerable. At night, blood pressure rises and falls, blood vessels expand and contract. In adults over 60, those vessels are already aging and fragile. Add too many vitamins into the mix. Vitamin D driving calcium into the artery walls, vitamin E thinning the blood too much, or niacin causing sudden blood pressure swings, and you've created a biological time bomb that can explode in the brain. The result: instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up to a stroke. You may believe that taking vitamins every day will keep your body strong, your bones solid, and your memory sharp. But the harsh truth is the wrong dose at the wrong time can turn a peaceful night's sleep into a nightmare. And too many people who ignored this warning have paid the price with the rest of their lives in a wheelchair, dependent, struggling, and robbed of their independence. In just a moment, I'll reveal 5 common vitamins that millions of people over 60 take every single day. But if used incorrectly, they can silently raise your risk of stroke or brain bleed while you sleep. And the one vitamin on this list may shock you. It's the very one that hardens your arteries and quietly turns sleep into danger. If you want to know whether you're taking vitamins at a risky dose, or even the wrong type, share your experience in the comments. Which vitamins are you taking, and for what purpose? Have you noticed any unusual reactions like digestive changes or darker urine? With over 25 years of experience helping older adults protect their health, I can break down the risk factors and give you a personalized perspective on how your own supplement habits may be affecting your brain health and maybe, just maybe, change your future. But first, before we talk about the 5 vitamins that could silently raise your risk of stroke, let's look at why the wrong dose or the wrong timing can turn something meant to protect you into a hidden threat to your brain. Why vitamins can backfire at night. Nighttime is when your body shifts into rest mode, but it's also when the brain and blood vessels are at their most vulnerable. Blood pressure rises and falls, vessels expand and contract, and the liver and kidneys switch into recovery mode, less flexible in handling sudden high doses compared to the daytime. When vitamins are taken in the evening at the wrong dose or wrong time, the excess can linger in the bloodstream longer, placing extra strain on your detox organs. Instead of supporting your health, they can disrupt balance, making blood pressure swings sharper and fragile vessels more prone to damage. This biological mismatch is why vitamins that may help during the day can quietly backfire if taken before sleep. Chapter 2. The long-term effects of wrong supplement use. The danger of vitamins isn't just about one unsafe night, it's about silent accumulation over time. Each leftover dose adds a small burden, and after months or years, those burdens build into serious consequences. Arteries gradually harden and narrow. Blood stays too thin, raising the risk of brain bleeds. Blood pressure fluctuations become chronic. Peripheral nerves are damaged, leading to numbness and weakness, and liver and kidney function decline, making the body less able to clear waste. The most dangerous part is that these changes often show no clear warning signs. People may only feel fatigue, insomnia, dizziness, or unsteady walking, and assume it's just normal aging. But by the time a stroke strikes, it's already too late. Chapter 3. Understanding how the brain and blood vessels change. After 60, the human body is designed to adapt and repair itself. But after age 60, the very mechanisms that once protected you begin to weaken, making the wrong use of vitamins a far greater risk. Less elastic blood vessels. When you're young, your blood vessels contain plenty of elastic fibers. elastin allowing them to expand and contract with each heartbeat. But with age, elastin decreases and collagen stiffens, turning arteries into something more like hardened pipes. The result, even a small rise in blood pressure, which often happens at night, can create abnormal stress on the brain. Reduced liver and kidney efficiency. The liver is the body's chemical factory, while the kidneys are its filters. After 60, the number of nephrons. The kidney's filtering units declines, and blood flow through the liver slows down. This makes vitamins, especially fat-soluble ones, A, D, E, K, more likely to be stored in tissues and blood vessels rather than eliminated. A single dose may not matter, but day after day, the buildup becomes a burden. A brain more sensitive to imbalance. After 60, blood flow to the brain decreases by 15 to 20%. Nerve cells also lose their ability to regenerate. When calcium in the blood rises abnormally from too much vitamin D, or the blood becomes overly thin from excess vitamin E, the brain can slip into electrolyte instability, leading to vessel spasms or even hemorrhage. Drug interactions. Older adults often take medications for blood pressure, blood thinning, or heart disease. When combined with high-dose vitamins, side effects don't just add up, they interact, multiplying the risk. For example, warfarin plus vitamin E significantly increases the risk of brain bleeds. This simultaneous weakening turns the body after 60 into a fragile system. What a younger body could easily handle at this age, even a small mistake, can strike directly at the brain. 4. Protecting your brain without risky supplements. The good news is you don't need high-dose vitamins to keep your brain sharp. Modern science shows that real food and the right lifestyle are the safest vitamins for older adults. Real food nutrients in their natural form. Eggs provide choline, the main building block of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine essential for memory. And fatty fish like salmon and sardines are rich in omega-3, DHA, EPA, which form nerve cell membranes and keep vessels flexible. Leafy greens are loaded with folate and antioxidants, reducing inflammation in blood vessels and the brain. Nuts and seeds, such as walnuts, almonds, and pumpkin seeds, provide natural vitamin E and magnesium, protecting brain cells without over-thinning the blood. Our whole grains supply fiber and B vitamins, helping stabilize blood sugar and support brain circulation. Safe supplement principles if truly needed. Take vitamins only as directed, preferably in the morning, so the liver and kidneys have the whole day to process them. Get blood tests regularly instead of supplementing blindly. Avoid random combinations with heart blood pressure or blood-thinning medications. Important, always consult your doctor before adding supplements, especially if you have chronic conditions or take long-term medication. Lifestyle habits that protect the brain. Keep a regular sleep schedule so your body produces enough melatonin and growth hormone. And drink enough water during the day, but limit fluids before bed to avoid disrupting sleep. Stay active with light exercise like walking or yoga to maintain circulation. Control blood pressure and blood sugar, the two main gateways to stroke. By practicing these habits, you won't just protect your brain, you'll help it recover and stay sharp for years to come. Instead of fearing that vitamins might harm you, you'll know exactly how to choose what your body truly needs to live healthier, sleep better, and stay independent in your later years. Vitamin D. Strong for bones, risky for the brain if misused. For many adults over 60, vitamin D feels like a trusted friend. Something you take every day to protect your bones and keep your body strong. And yes, when used correctly, it truly helps with calcium absorption, supports immunity, and even uplifts your mood. But research has shown that too much vitamin D or taking it at the wrong time of day can quietly become a burden on your blood vessels and your brain. Why does this happen? Vitamin D increases the absorption of calcium into your bloodstream. During the day when your body is active, blood flow is stronger and your liver and kidneys are working at full capacity. Any extra calcium can be processed more efficiently. But at night, your body shifts into recovery mode. Your blood pressure naturally rises and falls, your arteries expand and contract, and your liver and kidneys slow down to focus on repair. If your blood is carrying excess calcium at this time, it doesn't clear as easily. Instead, it can settle into your artery walls. Over time, this makes your vessels stiffer and narrower. Studies published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism and highlighted by Harvard Health note that long-term high doses of vitamin D can accelerate vascular calcification, especially in older adults. And with arteries already less elastic after 60, it doesn't take much for that extra calcium to tip the balance. Why seniors are especially at risk. Adhering arteries already lose flexibility, so even a small calcium overload can cause added stress. Thus, many older adults take calcium tablets or heart medications at the same time, which can amplify the risk. And one common habit, taking supplements right before bed, may feel convenient, but in reality, it puts your body under strain exactly when your brain should be resting. How to use vitamin D more safely. Experts recommend: take vitamin D in the morning, ideally with a meal that contains some healthy fat to improve absorption. And stick to the recommended daily intake, often 600 to 800 IU for older adults, unless your doctor prescribes more. And get your blood levels checked regularly instead of guessing what you need. And add natural sources of vitamin D like salmon eggs, fortified milk, or mushrooms, so you're not relying only on pills. If you've ever taken vitamin D at night, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments. Did you notice any changes in your sleep or energy the next morning? Sharing your story might help someone else avoid the same mistake. Vitamin E, heart helper or hidden risk for the brain. Vitamin E is often praised as the heart helper. Many older adults take it hoping to improve circulation support memory or keep their skin healthy. And in the right amount, it truly has antioxidant benefits. But here's what most people don't realize: in high doses, especially when combined with common heart medications, vitamin E can make your blood too thin, quietly raising the risk of bleeding even inside the brain. Why does this matter more after 60? Vitamin E in large amounts acts like a natural blood thinner. For younger people with strong vessels, this may not cause problems. But after 60, your arteries are more fragile, and many seniors are already prescribed medications, such as aspirin, warfarin, or Plavix to protect the heart. When vitamin E is added on top, its effects can overlap with those drugs, tipping the balance too far. Research in journals like Stroke has shown that high-dose vitamin E supplementation increases the risk of hemorrhagic stroke, especially in those who already use anticoagulants. The dosage gap. Here's the surprising part. The daily recommended intake of vitamin E for older adults is only about 15 mg, roughly 22 IU. Yet many over-the-counter capsules contain 200, 400, or even 1,000 IU each. Taken every day for years, this can quietly build up into a risk factor most people never see coming. A real-life scenario. Imagine this: an older adult, already on a blood thinner, adds just one capsule of vitamin E to help with circulation. The dose seems harmless, but inside the body, the blood's ability to clot is reduced further. All it takes is one fragile vessel in the brain under nighttime blood pressure swings, and a small leak could become a serious bleed. No trauma, no warning, just a change that leaves lasting effects. How to use vitamin E wisely. Get most of your vitamin E from foods, nuts, seeds, spinach, and avocado. Provide it in safe, natural amounts. If you choose a supplement, check the label carefully. Avoid high-dose capsules unless specifically prescribed. Always consult your doctor before combining vitamin E with blood-thinning medications. Remember, with vitamin E, more is not better. Balance is what protects your brain and heart. Have you ever noticed vitamin E on your supplement shelf without really knowing how much you're taking? If so, share your experience in the comments. You might help someone else take a closer look at their own routine. Vitamin B6, the nerve protector that can quietly backfire. Vitamin B6 is often advertised as a brain booster or nerve support. Many older adults see it in multivitamins or energy for the brain products and believe it will improve memory focus or protect nerves as they age. And indeed, in small amounts, B6 is essential for making neurotransmitters and supporting energy metabolism. But when taken in high doses over long periods, it can actually harm the very nerves it promises to protect. Why does excess B6 become a problem? Unlike vitamin C, which is easily flushed out in urine, vitamin B6 can gradually accumulate in the body. Studies published in Neurology have shown that long-term intake of more than 50 to 100 mg per day is linked to peripheral neuropathy, a condition where the protective sheath around nerves is slowly damaged. The result can be tingling numbness, burning sensations, or muscle weakness in the hands and feet. Why adults over 60 are more vulnerable. The nervous system naturally becomes more fragile with age, and nerve regeneration slows down. Symptoms of B6 toxicity are easily mistaken for normal aging, unsteady walking, numb feet, clumsy hands. Many people ignore these signs until the damage is advanced. And taking B6 alongside certain medications, such as those for Parkinson's disease or tuberculosis, may further increase the risk of nerve problems. The gap between need and reality. Older adults only need about 2 to 10 milliliters of B6 per day, which you can easily get from foods like fish, chicken, bananas, or fortified cereals. But many nerve support or brain energy pills on the market contain 50, 100, or even 200 milligrams in a single tablet. That's 10 to 20 times the safe upper limit. Taken daily for months or years, it can quietly become a burden on your nerves. How to stay safe? Always check supplement labels if the dose is above 25 to 30 milliliters. Ask your doctor whether it's really necessary. Prioritize natural food sources, chicken, tuna, potatoes, leafy greens, and listen to your body. Tingling, numbness, or weakness aren't always just aging. Sometimes they're signals your nerves are under stress. If you've ever taken a brain or nerve support supplement, did you notice unusual sensations in your hands or feet? Share your experience in the comments. It might help others recognize early warning signs. Vitamin A. Good for eyesight. Risky for the brain if overused. Vitamin A is often known as the vision vitamin. Many older adults take it hoping to support eyesight, boost immunity, or slow down aging. And yes, in small amounts, it plays an essential role in eye health and cell growth. But here's what most people don't realize: because vitamin A is fat-soluble, your body stores it not just in the liver, but also in other tissues. Over time, too much can quietly build up, raising pressure inside the skull and affecting both vision and brain function. Why this matters after 60. Reduced clearance. As we age, the liver and kidneys, the organs that normally process excess vitamin A, become less efficient. That means even moderate extra doses can accumulate faster in older adults than in younger people. Fragile circulation. With age, small blood vessels in the brain become more delicate. High levels of vitamin A can contribute to a condition known as pseudotumor cerebri, literally a false brain tumor where spinal fluid pressure builds up, causing headaches, dizziness, or blurred vision. Daily stacking effect. Many multivitamins already provide the full recommended daily allowance, about 2,500–3,000 IU for older adults. Adding separate eye or skin supplements on top can easily double or triple that amount without you realizing it. What the research shows, clinical studies, including reports from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, have linked long-term high vitamin A intake 5,000, 10,000 IU daily, with symptoms such as headaches, visual changes, and impaired balance. These effects often develop slowly, making them easy to confuse with just aging. How to protect your eyes and brain safely. Focus on food-based vitamin A. Sources: carrots, spinach, sweet potatoes, and eggs provide beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A as needed, making overdose almost impossible. If you take a supplement, stick to the recommended daily dose and avoid stacking multiple products that contain vitamin A. Get regular eye exams and talk with your doctor if you notice persistent headaches or changes in vision. Many seniors reach for vitamin A to protect their eyes. Have you ever combined a multivitamin with a separate eye formula without checking the labels? Share in the comments. Your story might help others avoid the same mistake. Niacin vitamin B3. Helpful for cholesterol. Harmful if taken too much. Niacin, also known as vitamin B3, is often promoted as a natural way to lower cholesterol and support heart health. Some doctors even prescribe it in controlled doses. You'll also find it in multivitamins, heart support supplements, and even energy drinks or fortified cereals. In the right amount, niacin helps your body turn food into energy and keeps your cells healthy. But when taken in high doses, it can cause sudden swings in blood pressure, and for older adults that can quietly raise the risk of stroke. Why high doses are risky at night. Niacin causes your blood vessels to widen. That's why many people notice flushing or warmth in the face. Shortly after, those vessels can tighten again. This expand-contract cycle stresses circulation. At night, when blood pressure already fluctuates and vessels are more fragile, that stress can reduce blood flow to the brain or trigger irregular heart rhythms. Over time, the repeated yo-yo effect is like tapping on fragile glass. Eventually something gives. Why seniors are more vulnerable. After 60, arteries are less elastic and blood pressure is harder to control. Sudden shifts caused by niacin make this instability worse. Many older adults are already on medications for high blood pressure or heart disease, and niacin can interact with them. And slow-release or flush-free versions may feel safer, but research in the New England Journal of Medicine shows they can still raise blood pressure and affect blood sugar levels. Safe use guidelines. For older adults, anything above 50 milligrams per day should only be taken under medical supervision. If you are already taking blood pressure or cholesterol medication, always check with your doctor before adding niacin. Instead of relying on high-dose pills, focus on foods rich in natural niacin: chicken, tuna, salmon, peanuts, and whole grains. These provide steady, safe amounts that support overall health without dangerous spikes. Have you ever tried a cholesterol support or flush-free niacin supplement? Did you notice flushing, dizziness, or changes in your blood pressure? Share your story below. It could help someone else stay safe. How to supplement without risk. Many people believe that the more vitamins they take, the healthier they'll be. But the truth is very different. Your body only needs a small amount each day to stay balanced. If you take too much or at the wrong time, especially at night, the excess can remain in your bloodstream longer, placing unnecessary strain on your liver, kidneys, and blood vessels. That's why the safest choice is to take vitamins in the morning, when your body has the entire day to metabolize and eliminate them. You should also stick to the recommended daily dose, avoiding the more is better mindset. Even better, get your blood tested regularly so you know what you actually need instead of guessing. And if you're already on medications for your heart, blood pressure, or blood thinning, consulting your doctor before adding supplements isn't optional, it's essential. Only by following these principles can vitamins truly protect your health instead of quietly turning into a risk for your brain. Another perspective. It's not just the vitamins. Vitamins are only one part of the bigger health picture. The risk of nighttime stroke doesn't simply come from a single pill. It comes from the combination of multiple factors that people over 60 often overlook. Uncontrolled high blood pressure can slowly damage your blood vessels. Restless, fragmented sleep drains your nervous system. A body that's dehydrated during the day makes the blood thicker and harder to circulate. Long-standing habits like smoking or drinking continue to weaken artery walls, leaving them brittle and fragile. When these factors collide with improper vitamin use, they fit together like puzzle pieces, forming a dangerous picture of risk. Understanding this helps you see clearly. Protecting your brain and heart requires a whole-body approach, not just focusing on how you take your vitamins. Light exercises to support balance and circulation. After age 60, the body faces two major challenges: residual substances that are harder to process, including excess vitamins and stiffer blood vessels that make nighttime blood pressure swings more dangerous. Gentle movement doesn't directly flush out vitamins, but it is a key way to help the liver and kidneys work more efficiently, keep blood flowing smoothly, and reduce stress on the brain. Why exercise matters. When you move, blood is pumped more strongly through the liver and kidneys, helping these organs filter and process excess substances more effectively. As exercise also lowers blood pressure strain, easing stress on arteries that have become less elastic with age. Gentle movement stimulates the release of endorphins and serotonin, calming the nervous system and supporting deeper sleep. 2 simple exercises before bed. But 1, 4 to 7, 8, breathing. And sit or lie comfortably. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat 4 times. Salsa effect steadies your heartbeat, calms the nervous system, reduces blood pressure, swings. 2. Gentle joint rotations and stretches. Twirl, sit on a chair, rotate your wrists and ankles, then slowly lift and lower your arms and knees. And continue for 5–10 minutes. And effect improves. Peripheral circulation ensures the liver and kidneys receive steady blood flow to filter waste. Just 10–15 minutes of light exercise before bed can prime your body the right way. The liver and kidneys work more smoothly. Blood vessels feel less strained, and your brain can slip into safer, deeper sleep. When to expect changes in your risk. Many people over 60 often wonder if I adjust how I take my vitamins and start building these new habits. How long will it take before I actually feel a difference? The truth is, the body doesn't transform overnight, but if you stay consistent, each small step adds up to a lasting change. Within just a few weeks, you may notice that you're sleeping more peacefully, waking up less often in the middle of the night, and starting the morning with less dizziness or heaviness in your head. After 1 to 3 months, your blood pressure tends to settle into a more stable rhythm. Those tingling or morning aches fade, and your mind feels clearer and more focused throughout the day. Over the longer term, 6 months and beyond, your blood vessels and brain carry less of the burden from excess vitamins or medication interactions, and the risk of nighttime stroke decreases significantly. Most importantly, you preserve your independence, rely less on others, and enjoy your later years with greater safety and peace of mind. Change doesn't happen instantly, but it does happen quietly and steadily. Every wise choice you make today is like a brick laid down for a safer, sharper, and more independent tomorrow. Final takeaway. Vitamins can support your health, but only when used wisely. The right dose at the right time, and never without guidance. If you're over 60, the safest step you can take is to talk with your doctor before changing your supplement routine.